You can spend $50,000 renovating your kitchen and still make decisions that quietly cost you thousands more over the next few years. Not because the cabinets fall apart, not because the appliances stop working, but because certain kitchen choices create hidden expenses, lower resale value, increase maintenance, or force premature upgrades. In 2026, kitchens are the financial engine of a home. They drive listing photos, they anchor appraisals, they influence beer emotion more than almost any other room. And small, seemingly harmless design decisions can snowball into serious money losses. Today, we're breaking down 10 kitchen choices that are secretly costing you thousands, why they hurt your wallet long-term, and how to avoid paying twice for the same space. Let's start with the first mistake, choosing ultra-trendy cabinet colors. Deep forest green, matte navy, dusty pink, dramatic black. These colors can look incredible when freshly installed. But cabinetry is not like paint on drywall. Repainting cabinets properly requires sanding, priming, spraying, and sealing. It's labor-intensive and expensive. When trend cycles shift tan, they always do. Buyers may see your bold cabinets as a project. That hesitation translates into lower offers. Even if you love the color now, limited beer appeal can cost you thousands when you sell. Second, installing cheap cabinet boxes behind beautiful doors. Many homeowners focus on door style and finish, but cut costs on cabinet construction. Particle board boxes may look fine initially, but over time, exposure to moisture and weight causes sagging and warping. Once cabinet boxes deteriorate, you're not replacing doors, you're replacing entire units. Saving money upfront often means paying double later. Third, eliminating upper cabinets for open shelving. Open shelves look stylish and airy, but they dramatically reduce concealed storage. Dishes collect dust, clutter becomes visible. Buyers increasingly prioritize functional storage over display aesthetics. If you later decide you need more cabinetry, installing upper cabinets requires patching walls, matching finishes, and potentially replacing backsplash sections. That's not a small fix. Fourth, choosing high-maintenance countertop materials without understanding upkeep. Some natural stones stain easily and require frequent sealing. Acidic spills can etch surfaces permanently. Over time, maintenance costs add up. If countertops look worn or stained during resale, buyers mentally calculate replacement costs immediately. Fifth, installing mismatched appliance finishes over time. Stainless steel fridge, black range, white dishwasher. Piecemeal appliance upgrades create visual fragmentation. Cohesion matters. Replacing functional appliances purely for aesthetic consistency is expensive. Planning finish consistency from the beginning avoids redundant spending. Sixth, underestimating lighting. Relying solely on recessed ceiling lights without under-cabinet lighting creates shadowed work surfaces. Poor lighting reduces both function and perceived quality. Retrofitting under-cabinet lighting after cabinetry installation can involve rewiring and drilling through finished surfaces. Seventh, installing an oversized island without considering flow. Large islands feel impressive, but if they restrict movement or reduce clearance between counters, they create daily frustration. Correcting an oversized island means replacing countertops and possibly cabinetry. Buyers notice cramped circulation immediately. Eighth, skipping soft close hinges and drawer slides. Slamming cabinets not only feel cheap, but accelerate wear and tear. Upgrading hardware later means removing and reinstalling components, sometimes replacing entire drawer boxes. Small hardware upgrades upfront prevent long-term damage. Ninth, ignoring pantry planning. Removing pantry walls for more open space may feel modern, but storage is king in 2026. Buyers want organized, concealed storage. Adding pantry cabinetry later is costly and often less efficient than purpose-built space. 10th, poor ventilation design. Installing a recirculating range hood instead of venting to the exterior may save installation cost, but it traps grease and moisture inside. Over time, that buildup affects cabinetry and indoor air quality. Retrofitting proper venting later requires cutting through ceilings or exterior walls. Now, let's go deeper into the hidden financial mechanics. Every kitchen decision falls into one of two categories: reversible or structural. Paint color is reversible, cabinet layout is structural. Light fixtures are replaceable. Electrical placement is structural, hardware can change. Plumbing location cannot easily change. When homeowners treat structural decisions casually, they create long-term expense. Take layout efficiency. If the refrigerator is placed too far from prep zones, daily workflow suffers. You might tolerate it for years, but buyers will notice. Reconfiguring layout requires plumbing relocation, electrical changes, and new cabinetry. That's a full remodel. Another costly oversight is skimping on drawer storage in favor of fixed shelves. Deep drawers offer better ergonomics and organization. Fixed shelves lead to clutter and bending. Retrofitting drawer systems later can mean replacing entire cabinet bases. Let's talk about backsplash decisions. Bold, highly patterned tile may feel artistic, but if it dates quickly, removal involves tile demolition and drywall repair. Buyers often prefer subtle textures that age gracefully. Even faucet placement can cost money long-term. Installing a faucet too close to the backsplash creates water splash issues that stain grout and damage paint. Correcting placement requires countertop modification. Now consider electrical outlet placement. Insufficient outlets lead to extension cords across counters. Adding outlets later requires cutting tile and drywall. Another hidden expense is choosing low-quality laminate flooring in kitchens. Moisture exposure causes swelling and edge curling. Replacing flooring requires removing appliances and base cabinets in some cases. Let's zoom out again. The kitchen is one of the most expensive rooms to renovate per square foot. That means mistakes here compound financially faster than in almost any other area. When buyers see kitchen flaws, they don't subtract hundreds, they subtract thousands. And here's the psychological layer. Kitchens are emotional spaces. If a buyer feels uncertain about the kitchen, their enthusiasm for the entire home decreases. Enthusiasm drives competitive offers, doubt drives negotiation. The smartest approach to kitchen design is disciplined restraint combined with high-quality fundamentals. Choose durable materials over dramatic trends. Prioritize storage over empty visual space. Invest in cabinet construction, not just appearance. Plan electrical and plumbing carefully. Ensure cohesive finishes. Maximize lighting layers. Maintain proper ventilation. Protect workflow efficiency. Because replacing a faucet is cheap, replacing cabinetry is not. Repainting walls is easy. Relocating plumbing is not. Upgrading hardware is simple. Redoing countertops is expensive. Before finalizing any kitchen decision, ask yourself, is this flexible or permanent? Will this age gracefully? Does this reduce storage? Does this limit future buyers? Am I saving money now only to spend more later? Kitchens don't just consume budget during renovation, they influence resale value dramatically. And the thousands you lose rarely come from catastrophic failures. They come from subtle design decisions that felt harmless at the time. Built for durability, designed for flexibility. Choose cohesion over impulse, because when it's time to sell, buyers won't care what was trendy when you installed it. They'll care what feels expensive now. And expensive is rarely loud. It's thoughtful, it's durable. It's functional, it's timeless, and it saves you thousands in the long run. And here's where the real financial bleed happens, not in one dramatic mistake, but in the accumulation of small compromises that force you into premature upgrades you don't notice at year 1. By year 3, you're replacing something. By year 5, you're talking about refreshing the kitchen again. That refresh costs money. And when you finally sell, buyers still factor in what's left to change. Let's go deeper into the kitchen choices that quietly multiply expenses. One major hidden cost comes from poor cabinet layout planning, not the style, the layout. If your trash pullout is too far from the sink, you waste movement daily. If your dishwasher blocks traffic when open, frustration builds. If your microwave is installed too high, it becomes unsafe over time. These aren't cosmetic annoyances, they're functional inefficiencies. And correcting them later means moving cabinetry, rerouting electrical, sometimes even adjusting plumbing. That's not a tweak, that's a remodel. Another silent money drain is failing to plan for appliance replacement sizes. Appliances evolve, refrigerator dimensions change slightly. Range depth shift. If cabinetry is built too tightly around a specific model, replacing it years later can require trimming cabinets or modifying panels. Custom fit too tightly becomes expensive in flexibility. Let's talk about cheap paint finish in kitchens. Flat paint may look smooth initially, but kitchens demand washability. Grease splatter, moisture, fingerprints, these accumulate quickly. Repainting frequently adds cost. Choosing durable, scrubbable finish once prevents repeat labor. Now consider countertop seams and poor slab planning. Visible seams in high-traffic areas or weak seam placement near sinks can lead to cracking or separation over time. Repairing stone countertops is costly and sometimes impossible without full replacement. Investing in proper slab layout planning during fabrication prevents long-term regret. Another choice that costs thousands is ignoring water filtration or plumbing access. Many homeowners retrofit under-sink filtration systems later, only to realize there's limited space or no nearby outlet. Modifying cabinetry or plumbing access adds labor costs that could have been avoided with minimal upfront planning. Let's examine toe kick neglect. Exposed or poorly finished toe kicks collect dirt and scuff easily over time. They look worn and dated. Replacing toe kick panels means removing sections of cabinetry trim. Now think about skimping on backsplash height behind cooking areas. Stopping tile to low means paint absorbs grease splatter. Eventually, staining forces repainting or tile extension. Extending backsplash later rarely matches perfectly. Another long-term expense comes from not installing adequate blocking for future additions. Want to add a pot filler later without plumbing rough-in? That means opening walls. Want under cabinet lighting later without wiring? That means drilling through finished cabinetry. Here's another costly oversight: ignoring reseal neutral design in permanent surfaces. Highly specific stone patterns, dramatic veining, or bold quartz colors might feel luxurious now. But if buyers see them as too strong, replacement becomes a negotiation point. Neutral doesn't mean boring, it means broadly appealing. Let's talk about cabinet crown molding proportion. Skipping crown to save money can make cabinets feel unfinished. Adding it later means matching finish that may no longer be available. Now zoom into ventilation again. Installing a decorative hood that recirculates instead of vents externally may seem minor. But over years, grease builds up on cabinet faces and ceilings. Cleaning costs time, repainting ceilings costs money. Retrofitting ductwork costs even more. Another underestimated expense is drawer hardware quality. Thin slides fail faster under heavy cookware. Replacing slides later means removing drawers, sometimes modifying cabinet interiors, and then there's flooring transitions. If kitchen flooring doesn't align properly with adjacent rooms, replacing it later to create continuity means adjusting baseboards, thresholds, and sometimes cutting doors. Let's step back and look at the pattern. Kitchen mistakes cost money in four ways: maintenance costs, replacement costs, functional inefficiency costs, resale negotiation costs. Maintenance costs appear when materials were prematurely. Replacement costs appear when cheap components fail. Functional inefficiency costs show up in frustration and eventual remodel decisions. Resale negotiation costs appear when buyers subtract for updates needed. In 2026, buyers are renovation aware. They know kitchen remodels are expensive. If your kitchen feels like it needs work, even minor work, they often subtract more than the true cost because of inconvenience. Imagine two nearly identical homes on the market. One has cohesive finishes, durable materials, excellent lighting, proper ventilation, strong cabinet construction, and smart layout flow. The other has bold cabinets, visible seams, poor lighting, inconsistent appliances, limited storage, and minor layout inefficiencies. The second homeowner may have spent similar money originally, but resale tells a different story. Because quality fundamentals age well, impulsive design ages fast. Here's the ultimate mindset shift: design kitchens for longevity, not applause. Social media trends change yearly, cabinet layout lasts decades. Appliance finish rotate every few years, plumbing placement remains fixed. Bold tile patterns fade, storage needs grow. Every time you prioritize drama over durability, you risk paying twice. Before locking in any kitchen decision, pause and ask, will this still feel current in 5 years? Is this component built to last physically? Is this layout efficient daily? Can appliances be replaced easily? Does this increase or reduce storage? Is this finish cohesive with the rest of the home? Because the kitchen is not just a design statement, it's a financial anchor, and the thousands you lose rarely come from one catastrophic mistake. They come from a series of small decisions that felt harmless. Protect your budget by investing in fundamentals. Spend on structure, spend on durability, spend on function. Be cautious with trend because when you sell, the market doesn't reward what was exciting. It rewards what feels solid, practical, and timeless. And timeless design quietly saves you thousands.